Are you getting in your customer's way? It may be time to realign your compass. As Seth Godin, the wonderful blogger, author, and very popular TED Talker said, not changing your strategy merely because you're used to the one you have is a lousy strategy. So I want you to think tonight about which strategies might you change. And John Goodman, and I want you to download this article. It's called Treating Employees as Customers. And it's John Goodman, Customer Care Management Consulting. And he said, most employees, if not all, most employees come to work wanting to deliver great customer service. But the policies and procedures they work under, coupled with lack of managerial support, are the real reasons for customer disloyalty and dissatisfaction. Keep that in mind as I move through, because he just gave me the subtitle for my program. Policies, procedures, or people may be driving your customers away. So let's think about who had P's in their program. You did, didn't you, Paul? I have 3 P's. So it's policies, procedures, and people. Let's start with policies. I want you to think in terms of 3 different kinds of policies. 1, what do you have in place that you can eliminate? Remember, it may be a lousy strategy, and you've just been doing it because you've been doing it. So I'm going to leave you to think about that. The second one, what policy might you rephrase? And this is really my ballywhack as an English Lit major. What ones might you rephrase? I'll tell you one thing. Unless you sell insurance, don't ever even use the word policy. You noticed how people say it? It's not our policy. Like, and then doesn't it just set you on edge? Aren't you like, well, I think you should change it for me. I think you should change it for me. Yeah. So rephrase it, don't use the word policy, and then go to my blog, which is janmclaughlin.blogspot.com. Even I can remember that one. And enter up in the little window key phrases like red flag words. And you're going to find a lot more, and I don't think this will surprise you what they are. It's things like, you should, we can't, we don't, you have to. They're called red flag words because it's like waving a red flag in front of a bull, and they're just going to charge. They're just going to charge, yeah. So lose the word policy, lose the red flag phrases. Think about it. Face-to-face, your staff, are you hearing any of this? On the telephone, are you hearing any of this? In email, for some reason we seem to, this appears in email more than even face-to-face. Or on your website, look at your website. Because you know what? People will understand and adhere to or heed the positively worded phrase 3 times more quickly than the negatively worded phrase, even if you're saying exactly the same thing. Yeah. So policy, eliminate, rephrase, and then I take my inspiration from a great quarterback, Roger Staubach. Who was he with, Talal? I know it's not your team. Dallas Cowboys, yeah. And he said there's never a traffic jam on the extra mile. There's never a traffic jam on the extra mile. So how can you go the extra mile for your customers? What did Heinz ketchup do? They turned the bottle upside down, yeah. So now you don't have to stick the knife in to get the ketchup out. Of course, there's one problem. You pick up that bottle and open it, and it goes, but the ketchup comes out quickly, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. Or do what Harley Davidson does. I think this is brilliant. About this time of year, they probably wait a couple months. So while it's still kind of cold, they know that most Harley riders aren't riding in the winter. So they've got their, and they may even park their Harley outside, although of course it's lovingly covered. But the problem is, if they don't think about it, come spring, they jump on that Harley for their first ride, and you know what? The battery's dead. So Harley Davidson emails all their customers and says, hey, better check your bike. Make sure the battery's not dead. We wouldn't want you to miss out on that great spring ride. And of course, you probably already guessed, because you're good at sales, this also leads to them selling a lot of battery chargers. But think of it from the customer's perspective. This person is happier now. Yeah. So what about your policies? Which ones can you eliminate? Which ones can you rephrase? And which ones can you initiate? Because you know what? You've got to set a bearing on your compass that's in line with your customers. Second P, procedures. We're going to look at 4 aspects here. Face-to-face, I've already mentioned them. Face-to-face, on the phone, email, and your website. Face-to-face. I know Talal and Craig have beloved dogs. Any of you have pets that are on special vet diets? Yeah. Oh, lots of hands going up. Okay. Jude, my cat, special diet. I went to the vet to get the cans of the Royal Canin food that he loved. And the guy said to me, you know what? We don't carry that anymore. He said, well, you know, I can give you the website where you can order it. And I'm like, this is not helping. He said, you know, we stopped carrying it because it costs more now, and they're really not very good about shipping. And I'm like, I don't care. And then he said the magic words. He said, you know, we really like what we're carrying now, and I bet he will too. May I give you a can of each flavor for you to take home and see if he likes it? Yeah. So I left thinking, yeah, well, we'll see. I left with 3 cans of food. He loved every one of them. And I'm like, yoo-hoo! Went back 2 days later, bought a whole case. Yeah. So empower your employees face to face. And then what about the telephone? Tom Peters said it. Push 1, push 2, push 3, push your customers out the door. Yeah, they don't like that stuff. So check on your telephone skills. And then email. Email, email. We didn't know we were going to be writing all this stuff to our customers, did we? We thought we would be talking to them face-to-face or talking to them on the phone. Yeah. And William Gallagher, who's an expert in communication, says at least 30% of the emails you receive are sent to clarify an email that you sent. Ed's nodding over there. Think about that. We think we click reply or send it. Oh, it's all gone. What we don't realize is we didn't answer all their questions. We didn't give them enough information, so they've got to email us back. So you're hearing it, aren't you? You want to get rid of 30% of the emails that come to you? Stop and reread your email before you send it. Yeah. So are the writing skills of your staff up to speed? And then your website. Pew Research Center, and you can Google them and see it all, has done a lot of investigating about if we use the internet, how we use the internet. They say 87% of adults are using the internet. 87%. Now, this is rural, all kinds of different parts of adults. Or not parts of adults, adults in different parts there. But think about it. Your customer, how many would you say are on the internet? With me, it's 100%. Yeah. What are they looking for? They're looking for information about hobbies or interests. They're looking for, in our case, in the case of people selling something, they're looking for the benefits. They're looking at how easy it is to buy it. And they're looking for maps or directions. So look at your website. Is it easy to follow? I was adamant that there be no dead ends in my website. I didn't want someone to get stuck somewhere. So procedures, face-to-face, on the phone, email, website. And the last P, people. Daniel Goleman said, and he's the man who wrote Emotional Intelligence, and there's another article to download. It's called What Makes a Leader. It's available at HBR, harvardbusinessreview.org. Costs you $8.50. The other one's free. This one costs you $8.50. But he really spells out the 5 components of emotional intelligence. And he says, people are promoted for technical, operational, and intellectual reasons, but fail for emotional ones. Which is why they're not providing the support, remember Goodman's quote, that the staff needs. And the last person I'd like to quote is Robert Waterman, the little-known co-author of In Search of Excellence. Yeah, it's kind of like, did anyone know that it was someone besides Tom Peters? And Waterman said, people need directed autonomy. Almost sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Directed autonomy. What he means is they need specific direction, some more than others. They want to know the rules. They need specific direction, and they need the freedom to make choices that will help them reach the goal. So we've got to set a bearing in line with our customers when we think about our policies, our procedure, and the people skills of those at our company. And if we do, you know what? They'll be more likely to buy our product, to hire our services, to open their wallets.